Hey, what's up? I'm Russ, and I just watched the Starbucks Investor Day presentation 2022 for you, and I pulled out and boiled it down. Like, the thing was almost 6 hours long that I watched, and I've distilled it down to just over an hour with what I think are really the most important things. And regardless if you are a customer of Starbucks, if you work at Starbucks, or if you are an investor like I am, I think there's something interesting for you, and I do have timestamps below so you can kind of jump around. And I would love to hear what you think of Starbucks and their reinvention plan, and if you are an investor in Starbucks, are you going to be buying more? Please share with the community below, and whoever you are, share with the community below. Say what's up. Where are you from? We'd all love to know and hear it. And without further ado, let's get to Howard Schultz, the new CEO, and everything that's going on with the future direction of Starbucks.
So I'm excited to introduce our pistachio cream cold foam cold brew. It will be launching in stores in winter 2023, so very soon. It is our cold brew, and it has a pistachio cream cold foam on top with a cocoa dusting and a nice citrus spritz. This drink was inspired by our pistachio latte that is served in our roastery stores. It launched to commemorate the opening of the Chicago Roastery back in 2019.
Now, if you look about the slide behind me, you see Starbucks stores all over the world. But who could have imagined that a company that began in 1971 and had 11 stores in 1987 and just 100 employees would one day have 35,000 stores around the world in 80 markets, serving 100 million customers a week, and approximately 400,000 people wearing the green apron. Now, 2008 was a cataclysmic financial crisis. We all experienced it. But there was something else going on at Starbucks. And we have to be honest about what happened and what we learned. And that was a disease entered the company in 2008, and it was hubris. It was hubris in which the company was chasing, measuring, and rewarding the wrong things. The stock price, comp store sales, operational efficiency at the expense of the customer, and Starbucks lost its way. And we went negative. Not only did we go negative, but look at the headlines. Some of you might even recognize that some of those headlines might have been yours. What did we learn about ourselves? And probably most importantly, what did you learn about us that is threaded into the year 2022? Now, what we learned about ourselves is the resiliency of the brand, the relationship we had with our customers. And in 2008, the bloom was off the rose. Everybody was counting us for dead. And believe it or not, we did our best work. The level of innovation was extraordinary. What we did in 2008 was literally transform the company. We built, for the first time, our rewards program. That led to mobile order and pay, which is currently a significant part of our business. 60 million rewards customers around the world, 30 million alone in the US, and driving about 50% of our business. Born in 2008. Bottled Frappuccino. Here we were. We had blended Frappuccino in our store, and we said, why don't we bottle it and create a CPG business? Very few bricks and mortar companies have ever been able to do anything along the lines of the CPG business, which you'll hear about in a minute, in terms of what we've been able to do. Bottled Frappuccino led to a multi-billion-dollar partnership with PepsiCo. Thirdly, we embraced our coffee. And in 2008, we said, we need a coffee that appeals to the masses of Starbucks customers, beyond our core customer base. And Pike Place Roast was introduced in 2008. Today, the biggest selling coffee in the world for Starbucks. And then it was Clover, recognizing that we needed to really produce the highest quality brewed coffee in a new machine, a new basis of how we're going to brew coffee. Well, what you're going to see today in the Trier Center is that Clover has led to Vertica. And Vertica will be rolled out nationally. Coffee on demand, highest quality coffee in the world, and significant savings in waste. That was 2008. Now, what happened since 2008? 2008, with everyone saying the world was over for Starbucks, we bounced back in approximately 17 months. In 17 months, we were back. Positive comp store sales, opening new stores at record numbers, the affinity of the brand, highest level of retention among our people, and we were back. So what did we learn? We learned that there was a crisis externally, there was self-induced mistakes, and we had to look in the mirror and say to ourselves, what is the core purpose and reason for being for Starbucks? And it's always been the same. And that is, our ambition has been to create a great, enduring company, to achieve outsized levels of returns for our shareholders and a level of benevolence and conscience in terms of the equity of the brand and how we share success with our people. And from 2009 or so until today, we were doing things again that produced $100 billion in market cap for the company. And if you look at where we were, 11 billion, 20 billion, we went all the way to $100 billion in market cap, growing the company successfully, embracing the conscience and the sensitivity of the brand and what we stand for, and it's just the beginning. What you're going to witness today is a level of thoughtfulness, understanding, and a complete level of line of sight on how to once again capture the sizable market for Starbucks, in which every market that we're in, we will be the leader in the US and around the world. Now, what gives me comfort to say that? Just 2 weeks ago, we introduced our fall campaign, and we have the #1. This is an incredible thing to say. We've been in business 51 years. Our highest record sales week in our 51-year history was 2 weeks ago. And I got to tell you, we are just getting started. Now, when I think about where we are today and the future of the company, we clearly had to recognize that I'm 69 years old and I'm long in the tooth, and it's time for a new CEO. And so the board, the search committee, with Melody leading the search, we went out and looked for a global citizen, a servant leader, somebody who had an innate understanding of the heart and conscience of the company, someone who had the entrepreneurial DNA in his blood, and someone who could embrace the vision of Starbucks in his own way. And I'm so proud to tell you that we found and we hit the jackpot with a #1 draft choice.
It's a privilege to be asked to lead this company. I haven't started yet, and so I'm really looking forward to being in the audience with all of you, listening to the ambitious plans that this amazing team has put together. Firstly, you said my name right.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Yeah, you have. It's showing.
Thank you.
It's Laxman Narasimhan. Now, by the way, I have a barista name, and it's important for me to say it because when I go to the stores, I always tell them my name is Lax, L-A-K-S, and they write it down and they get it right all the time. I'm as global as they come. I've lived literally everywhere and worked everywhere, and I've had operating experiences, leading businesses with large numbers of people in varying environments, developed environments, developing environments, emerging markets. I have led transformational journeys that have resulted in the creation of a significant amount of value. But I'm truly in my zone when I am leading, energizing, mobilizing large numbers of people around a mission. Now, I've been a CEO before, but what really attracted me to the company is this mission. It truly inspires me. That the power of this brand is about connection over a cup of coffee. And if we can get that to happen, millions of times around the world, always, the opportunity set for this company is limitless. And it's going to mean certainly time with Melody, time with members of the board, but also it's going to mean really a learning of the culture of the company, engaging with the people of the company, understanding the brand, understanding the secret sauce of this special company. So there's time in stores, there's time in the roasting plants, there's time with partners, there's time with investors, there's time observing customers. And so it's an incredible opportunity, by the way, for me to be learning at the feet of one of the best entrepreneurs in the world. And that's what the next 6 months are about. I've been an operating CEO. I've been the CFO of a large operating division. I've engaged with investors. And I recognize that the value creation model for this very special company is very unique. And it's grounded in the idea that we have to meet or exceed the partner experience. It's almost the second place for our partners. And through that, we meet or exceed the expectations of our customers. And we do that with superior product, with innovation, with distinctive experiences across the physical world as well as the digital world. And so if we do a great job with our partners, we're going to exceed the expectations of our customers, the third place as we have defined it. And through that, we have an impact on the community. And we do that in a sustainable manner. It has a very positive impact on the world. And so as I look at value creation, this is the model that is core to the value creation model of the company. And if you do it right, the opportunity set is limitless. And I know what it will lead to is outsized returns for our shareholders.
And the level of transition that we've had is how quickly we have adapted to drive-through, mobile order and pay, and meeting customers where they are. We didn't have a delivery business 18 months ago. That delivery business is on fire today. And it's just the beginning. You're going to hear so many new ideas today. I worry sometimes when I sat through this yesterday if we're only giving you too much. But you're going to see all the things we're working on, the excitement we have for the future, and the confidence we have, and how quickly Starbucks is going to return to the kind of financial performance that you've seen from us from the past.
We're very mindful that coffee remains very much at the epicenter of who Starbucks is. And so all that we do is premised in the idea that the heart and the soul of Starbucks is premium coffee. It's the DNA of the company, and no one should be confused. Whether it be local to global, farm to cup, partner to customer, our reason for being is around coffee, because coffee is the medium we use to create human connection. And at the end of the day, we're a human connection company that uses coffee as our medium to enable that to happen at scale. And that is the essence of the brand of Starbucks. And that is why we are always quite declarative that we are a premium coffee company. We are not a food company. We're not even a beverage company. We're a premium coffee company because that is the soul of the company. And we aspire to continue to be the world's leader in premium coffee in both the art and the science of coffee and coffee innovation. Now, you know, because you're experts on Starbucks, we have a long history of education, healthcare, mental health programs. We are the definers. You know, we invented things that didn't exist, like stock for part-time workers. And our list and our history is strong, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And that's why, since April 4th, we've made a series of very bold and decisive commitments on behalf of our partners. We've increased wages for all eligible stores, all eligible people around the United States. We have doubled the amount of training that we have in our stores because all people want to feel competent and confident in their roles. We have brought back our iconic program of Black Apron Coffee Master credentialing, which goes back to the joy of coffee and acknowledges the unique skills and capabilities of our people. And in the last 24 hours, as you've probably noticed, we've rolled out 2 new programs. One is what we call My Starbucks Savings Program, which is designed to incent people to save. We will pay you to save if you're a green apron at Starbucks. And mindful that student loans remain a tremendous complex challenge for many people, we've built out a solution in partnership with a leading company to create an expert-based coaching model to help you navigate student loan challenges. Again, all of these things as part of the billion-dollar commitment, we would say pleased, but still not satisfied. On the wage innovation side, the most important thing is actually scheduling to complement absolute wages. People need empowerment in terms of their lives, and we need to move to a model that gives them more of that opportunity. In the well-being area, you'll see us announce relatively soon a much more advanced or progressive or generous sick time accrual model. You'll also see us roll out extended mental health support and a whole new level of capability set to empower people to take better control of their lives in terms of their mental health, which we believe is essential. And then the third component is in the recognition and connection, and there's some really interesting things happening there. We're rolling out a whole new recognition program, which will allow people to acknowledge each other in the stores and across stores, and ultimately allow the customers to do the same. We're rolling out what we call digital tipping, which is a complement to the current model we have on the mobile app, which we think will create more opportunities for customers to celebrate the great work our folks do. And we're rolling out a whole new digital ecosystem that will allow us to connect in a digital way with all our partners around the United States as a complement to the relationships we have in the stores. So we started in the context of the Thrive model to articulate what are alternative career paths for a barista. And then what do we need to do to create personalized experiences, much like we've done on the customer side, to enable folks to get the best and highest laddering and value creation for themselves out of their experience at Starbucks. Let me give you two examples. There's a cohort of partners we have which we call independence drivers, and their needs are crystal clear. They want the same hours every week. They need a steady paycheck. They want to bring the joy of coffee, and they want to be able to go back and meet their other domestic commitments. And we should create a pathway that allows that to happen. There's another cohort, and these are examples of some of the cohorts we've come up with, of what we call a passionate career builder. This person sees Starbucks as the path to their greatness in their careers. And we need to wrap services and capabilities and coaching and incentives and anything we can do to help encourage and affirm those behaviors and instincts they have. And so what you should expect over time at Starbucks, if you join, is not a one-size-fits-all experience, but one that works for you. And when that happens, we believe that will stabilize the store, improve retention rates, and ultimately allow each person to achieve their highest and best level of actualization. And I think an argument could be made that the most important group that needs commitment, focus, and intention at Starbucks is actually the store manager. Because the store manager is the person that brings the love to the store. They are the heart and the soul of the store. They build trust. They create equity in the brand, both as an employer and a consumer brand. And we need to do even better of helping them. So we're rolling out, to complement the work we're doing for the Green Aprons, a new leadership model, new tools and capabilities that empower them to make different kinds of choices on scheduling, which is a very complicated part of their job and one that really matters enormously to both the culture of a store and, frankly, the financial performance of the store. And then they, too, need career maps that work for their lives. And the reason we think this is so important is because the data is overwhelming. That if you have a partner that is stabilized as a store manager over 3 years, it lowers demonstrably the turnover rate in the store. It increases customer connection scores. Those are two key factors I cited earlier. And it drives increases on a relative basis to an average store by plus 13%. So the store manager is the key to the whole master plan at a store level. And that means they need to thrive in their work and in their jobs and as an individual in the same way that folks in the store do.
The third place, yes, it is a place. But what we've come to understand over 51 years, and certainly I have in my 21 years with the company, is that the third place is also a feeling. And that might sound a bit squishy, but we look at it very deeply. What it means is thoughtful, caring service, someone making an effort to get to know you. We measure that. And here's the key point. The third place has never been solely defined by four walls or a physical location. It has always been about that feeling. It's the relationships that we form in our stores every single day. But we're expanding that third place connection. That connection is no longer constrained by the four walls of a store or any physical location at all. We're serving customers across all of our channels. So we're increasingly do that in formats that allow us to connect with more customers and a bigger audience than ever. We're connecting with customers in their cars. We're connecting with customers on their doorsteps. We're connecting with customers in digital channels. And truly, we are building connections and loyalty at Starbucks far beyond anything we would have thought possible when I started at Starbucks. Today in the US business, we reach about 75 million individual customers each month. Those customers visit multiple times a month. If we take that internationally, we see 100 million customers a week. If we add in our consumer packaged goods occasions, we are reaching 400 million customer occasions a week around the world. A week, 400 million. It's incredible. The more connections we create, the stronger our brand and the stronger our business. The flywheel of Starbucks begins with that connection. It is our differentiation. It provides us scale and it provides us strength. Our weekly active customer base is the largest in our history. We have more customers than ever in Starbucks history. If we look at some of the other dimensions of success, market share, number one. Brand affinity, the degree to which customers love Starbucks, number one in the marketplace. And we maintain the number one spot for away from home coffee purchases, first choice. Starbucks is the first choice for coffee away from home. Now, what does that look like around the world? In China, same story. In Japan, same story. Brazil, same story. Turkey, I don't have enough time to go through all 82 markets, but I will tell you that those things are globally consistent. Brand affinity leader, first choice leader. And it just reinforces that these strengths that we have are enduring and relevant, and they're driving our market leadership. Customers tell us, as you probably tasted with your pistachio beverage, customers tell us they're loyal to Starbucks because, in part, they find a beverage they literally can't buy anywhere else. And that beverage is coffee. And today, that means increasingly it is a cold, customized, plant-based beverage. In the US business now, the majority of our customers are seeking a cold beverage, around 70%. And that peaks at 80% during the summer months. Platforms like Cold Brew, Nitro, Ice Shaken Espresso have elevated traditional coffee categories. They're commanding a premium price, they're driving our sales, and they are among our highest margin products. And they're also more frequently customized. So when you think about that elevated, handcrafted experience at Starbucks, cold, customized, plant-based beverages is where it's at. When we talk about customization, that's modifiers like adding espresso shots, adding flavors. It's increasingly customers choosing plant-based milks, as well as new experiences like cold foams, like you had this morning. That increase in customization has resulted in beverage modifier sales of more than $1 billion a year in our US business. Now, our unique heritage and capabilities in handcrafting customized beverages, plus the range of our menu, is perfectly suited for the Gen Z social media create and share generation. As people discover a beverage they love, they want to share it online. I mean, we literally have billions and billions of views on TikTok of hashtag Starbucks drinks. But customization is what customers want, truly, today. Starbucks is uniquely able to deliver those beverages, and it's accelerating our growth. We've been in business for more than 51 years. And here's what's interesting. We're growing from our core. After 51 years, coffee is what is driving our business. You saw Howard talk about Clover Vertica. Today, in our stores, we offer a lot of different coffees, but with the launch of Clover Vertica, it's going to allow you to have a freshly ground, freshly brewed cup of the world's best coffee in 30 seconds or less. It uses proprietary Clover technology to brew coffee in what I call high definition. It's the equivalent of a French press. It brings out incredible nuances in each cup of coffee. And it allows us to offer some of the amazing variety of Starbucks coffees all day long, where customers can choose, including decaf all day long, which is something that customers have asked us for years to offer. Increasingly, customers are adding food as a complement to their beverage, enough so that it's driving today 20% year-over-year growth in food sales at Starbucks. It wasn't that long ago that customers, maybe 1 in 5, were adding food to their order. And today, 2 in 5, about 40% of customers now add food to their order. And with a strong, convenience-driven, on-the-go customer of today, what they're seeking is one-handed meals. That's what we've called it. One-handed meals, because often they have a phone in the other hand or maybe a steering wheel. So breakfast sandwiches have been incredible for us, with a success at 19% year-over-year growth. Just to give you a sense of scale, our US company-operated business is on track to sell more than 300 million breakfast sandwiches this year. 300 million. And over 100 million egg bites. So when you think about that scale and the expertise it requires, it's another competitive moat for us as Starbucks scales and builds its business. And in our reinvention plan, that is also at the center. We now have more than 58 million Starbucks Rewards members around the world, 27 million in the US. That's up 13% year over year, or nearly 60% increase since before the pandemic. 1 in 10 US adults is a Starbucks Rewards member. More than half of US transactions are now from our rewards members, half. And as a new member joins, what we see is that their spending with Starbucks and their frequency with Starbucks increases significantly. When they start to mobile order, it goes higher still. The convenience of Starbucks Rewards is attracting and developing our young, most loyal, and affluent customers. Convenience matters. Truly, it's driving our business. But we need to make important improvements to our convenience options like mobile order. And so at the center of our reinvention, we'll be doing things with mobile order to make it easier for customers to order, make it easier for our partners to receive those orders, and help reduce the stress of peak when they see so many mobile orders coming in. We're also extending the mobile order experience to more stores. Today, we deliver an inconsistent experience between our company-operated stores and our licensed stores. So we're extending mobile order and Starbucks Rewards to more locations. In our US company-operated stores, we offer a holistic experience. Mobile order, more star redemption options in Starbucks Rewards. I'd also like to take a little bit of a wider look with our Starbucks Rewards program and just share some other facts. When customers are on the go, they seek out Starbucks. In fact, Starbucks is one of the most searched brands on Google Maps. More than McDonald's, more than Dunkin', more than Pete's, and more than many others combined. So if we can make it easier to order from within mapping applications, we see that as a significant opportunity. When a customer wants to give a meaningful everyday gift, they're choosing Starbucks. Starbucks is one of the most gifted brands in the world. So much so that last December, Starbucks sold more gift cards than Apple, Google, Home Depot, and Target. Combined, Starbucks in so many ways is a currency of kindness. It's one of the most gifted brands in the world, and we're making it easier to give the gift of Starbucks. You might be wondering, with Starbucks as a digital leader and such strong reach among digitally savvy customers, how are we thinking about Web3 technologies? You've heard about blockchain, NFT, metaverse. How can we put these technologies to use with the Starbucks brand, with this brand? I'd like to introduce Starbucks Odyssey. You heard about it yesterday. It is a groundbreaking Web3-enabled experience at Starbucks and our next big innovation in loyalty. It is a very exciting extension of our Starbucks Rewards program. And I want to share a little bit of preview before I share more about the program itself. All right, so here's how it'll work. Members will go on Starbucks Odyssey journeys. And the journeys will encourage customers to go deeper in their coffee knowledge. They'll have quizzes, they'll have games, they'll have an opportunity to learn about coffee. We'll engage customers in gamified challenges. And we'll reward their engagement with Starbucks, whether it's in our stores or in digital communities. Through these achievements, they will earn digital collectible stamps. Those stamps are created with NFT technology. We'll also offer opportunities for members to buy and even sell those digital collectible stamps in a built-in marketplace within Starbucks Odyssey. And whether you earn these stamps or buy these stamps, they will unlock access to benefits and experiences that were never possible before. Now, it was really important for us to align our approach in this space with our environmental commitments. So we chose the Polygon blockchain technology, but I have to say when I say that no customer will be required to know that. In fact, many customers will not even understand that they are working on the blockchain or with NFTs, because Starbucks is easy and accessible for everyone. That is what we're trying to do with this, just as we did with Wi-Fi, just as we did with mobile payment, just as we did with mobile order, making leading-edge technologies accessible to all of our customers and deepening their love and engagement with Starbucks. No one will have to have a crypto wallet. No one will have to know about cryptocurrencies to participate. Now, importantly, Odyssey members will not just be able to connect with Starbucks, but for the first time, we're creating a digital third place where members will be able to connect with each other in a dedicated digital community. We're offering this new game-changing way for customers to own their loyalty with Starbucks. and it will serve as an access pass to an entirely new digital and in real-world customer experience. We could not be more excited to bring this to life. Not only will this bridge digital and physical worlds, it'll start in the US, and a similar model will follow in China within China's specific digital ecosystem. And in the weeks ahead, you'll hear a lot more about this when we invite customers and potentially some of you into the fold.
Now, going forward, we're working on automated ordering for our beverage category, which we intend to roll out across all U.S. stores in the next few years. This is a huge unlock for us. Now, beyond automated ordering, we're also testing additional innovation like automated counting and receiving, new delivery capabilities for the supply chain. And what this does, it allows the opportunity, all these investments do, to free up time for our partners to connect with the customers and ultimately provide better labor leverage for us. Automation for our supply chain creates a triple win. It's a win for our partners in simplifying the work they're doing. It's a win for our customers by increasing product availability. And it's a win for our business as we accelerate revenue and expand our margins. Keeping up with this demand has challenged our partners in their ability to balance speed, craft, and connection. But it's not just about simplifying beverage production. The time it takes for us to deliver our warm food has to also be improved. And what I want to do now is I want to give you a glimpse to what the future will look like and introduce you to a game changer. I want to introduce our new, faster, proprietary Siren system. The Siren system is designed to simplify tasks across both our beverage and food platforms. And this system has been co-created with our partners down in the Trier Center. It improves quality and consistency while creating the capacity to meet the growing demands for customization across both hot, cold beverages, as well as warming our food. And to demonstrate the new Siren system, I want to take you live and in person to the Trier Center and introduce you to Sarah Trilling, our President of North America, who's joined by two Seattle area baristas, Jalen Proctor and Lisa Koss. So Sarah, down to you.
Wonderful, John. Thank you so much. It's fantastic to be here. Again, I'm Sarah Trilling. I'm down in our Trier Center, and you all are going to have a chance to join us later this afternoon through a few rotations. So really think of this as a sneak peek into some of the innovation that you'll be seeing later on. Before I go any further, I think I need to take a moment and allow the partners I'm with to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Jalen Proctor, and I'm a 7-year partner.
Hi, I'm Lisa Koss, and I'm a 3-year partner.
Thank you both. All right, so here's what's going to happen next. We're going to focus on cold beverage. We're also going to focus on food. And to get started, Jalen is actually going to make us a mocha frappuccino, and she's going to do this on our existing station. Essentially the way that we make frappuccinos in 9,000 of our company-operated stores today. I'm going to actually time it, I think. Are you all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to give me 1 second. Let me get out my timer here, and we're going to get going. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. So what I want you to pay special attention to is the bending, the reaching, the touching, the number of steps that Jalen is taking. And I'm actually going to go quiet here for most of the cycle time because I actually want you to focus on all the activity that goes into making our mocha frappuccinos. All right, you may think that she is about wrapped up, but actually, there's more. She's got to do the whip. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that was about 83 seconds or so to make the Frappuccino on our existing station. So here is what we're going to do next. I'm going to take you over. We're going to go look at our new Siren system cold beverage station. This was developed, again, here in Seattle in our Trier Center with engineers, as well as our existing baristas, and really focusing on how to make it easier to be a partner to better serve our customers, and in doing so, really increase the capacity and the throughput in our stores. So Lisa is actually going to be the one who walks us through the build on this station. Let me reset my timer, and in just a minute, I'll ask you to get started. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so it's about 35 seconds or so with a smile. Thank you so much. Really, really looking forward to tasting these beverages at some point. But why don't we actually jump in? Lisa, can you tell us, what do you like about the new station?
Honestly, I love how the ice is dispensed right here. It makes it super easy, super simple. Currently, we have to use these big buckets to carry ice up from the back. It gets pretty heavy. We have to do it about every hour or so, and we have to do it all day long. But with the new Siren system, we can get ice in the few clicks of a few buttons. And this is so simple, so easy. I honestly love it.
Wonderful. Would love to hear from Jalen as well. Jalen, can you share with us a little bit about, when you think about the existing station or the new Siren system cold beverage station, what is it that comes to mind?
Yeah, my favorite part about the new station is that there's less movement involved, so there's no bending, there's less turning, and usually after a long day of doing all of those movements, I'm pretty exhausted, so this helps prevent that.
Wonderful. Thank you both. Thanks for sharing. All right, so that is cold beverage. But we all know, in order to actually see the productivity enhancements that we're looking for in our stores, we can't just solve for cold beverage. We have to solve for the total system. And so what I'd like to do next is to introduce a few additional partners who will help us by walking us through what's happening in food in terms of innovation.
Hi, I'm Heather Monroe. I'm a 19-year partner.
Hi, I'm Tim Miranda, and I'm a 4-year partner.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tim. So imagine you've had a cold beverage, and now you might be sitting in the drive-through lane, and you're waiting, right, for your maybe sous vide egg bites or maybe your warmed breakfast sandwiches. And so what we're going to show you next is going to really demonstrate the improvements that we're making there as well. Heather is going to walk us through next what it takes to make a sous vide egg bite on our current station. Are you ready, Heather? Mm-hmm. All right, let's go. All right, I'm not going to make everybody actually wait the 70 seconds or so for the oven time, so we'll just pick it up as if we finished the cook time and we're now getting it ready. All right, wonderful. So, I mean, the whole process, start to finish, takes about 2 minutes. That's for a single item, so you can really imagine if we get into multiples or mixed orders, what happens to our speed with service. Next up, very happy to have Tim, who's going to show us what it takes to make a sous vide egg bite using the new Siren system food station. What do you say, Tim? Are you ready? Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it.
That's it.
Wait a minute. Right, that's it? That's it?
Yep, that's it.
All right, that's it. So what do you like about the new station?
Ooh, I like that it's not as messy. Nowadays, if you're going really fast with the ovens, the cheese melts and it gets everywhere, and the packaging can get really messy. And so with this new system, it makes everything really clean, really fast, really simple.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Heather, how about you? Can you share what do you like about new station, or as you think about the existing station?
Yeah, I really appreciate that the new packaging reduces waste. In the new system, the food arrives in the same packaging that it's warmed and served in, whereas today we waste a lot of plastic film, parchment paper, and warming bags.
Thank you. Thanks to you both. And again, that gives you a sneak peek of some of the innovation that's happening here in our Trier Center. We are very much looking forward to showcasing additional enhancements that we're making when you're down with us later this afternoon. So I think we'll wrap it here. And John, back over to you.
Great. Thanks, Sarah. I told you it was a game changer for us, right? And truly, this is the future for us as it relates to the Siren system, how we deliver both cold as well as hot beverages, and then complement that with food and food warming. So a huge unlock for our partners. It's a huge unlock for our customers, and it's a big win in helping us become more effective and more efficient in doing our jobs to serve our customers every day. And it clearly demonstrates our ability as a company to lead, to challenge ourselves, to challenge the status quo, and to really reinvent for the future as we think about the possibilities that exist. But beyond the cold beverage and food, our engineers have also been at work developing a new, modernized, proprietary piece of equipment. A piece of equipment that delivers the freshest cup of coffee ever, on demand, at a push with a button, and offers a broader variety of unique flavors any time of day. Now, the new Clover Vertica system, as I shared, is a product that is able to freshly grind and brew a cup of coffee on demand in 30 seconds. And it really focuses on that single touch of a button to deliver that freshly brewed cup of coffee. And this is a game changer in terms of how we deliver brewed coffee to our customers. Not only does it improve quality, but it also improves waste and allows us to reduce the amount of coffee that goes to waste each and every day in our stores. But we don't stop there. Another game-changing technology that we have worked on and the team has developed is our proprietary cold-pressed, cold brew technology. And this does both cold coffee as well as cold espresso. And let me put this one into context. Currently, in our stores, cold brew is steeped for 20 hours, and it takes more than 20 steps to make. Across 16,000 stores, 365 days a year, it takes a lot of time, and it's a pain point for our partners. This new technology that I'm talking about enables us to deliver the same great-tasting cold brew product in a matter of seconds. A matter of seconds, and in fewer than 4 steps. It's a step change in innovation, and it's significant. And when you consider that we spend over $50 million a year on labor to brew our cold coffee, this is a significant game changer for us. From 20 steps to 4, from 20 hours to a matter of seconds. We are completely reinventing the experience for our partners and for our customers through how we're producing the beverages and warming our food in our stores. So better beverages, delivered more quickly, less strain on our partners. You can see firsthand what the new Siren system will be able to do to enhance the experience for all. So as we've built the reinvention, we've built it for our stores, and we've leveraged our insights and our market planning data. And that's important to note. And what we see is an incredible opportunity to further accelerate and expand our new store footprint across the U.S. Over the next 3 years, we expect our net new stores to grow approximately 3 to 4%. That's up from 3% that we previously communicated at our last investor days. When you think about the formats, today drive-thrus make up 40% of our U.S. store portfolio. And as we previously have shared with all of you, drive-thrus deliver higher returns and overall stronger financial performance for the company. And on the subject of unionization, here's how we see it. There are two paths. We can work together as partners, side by side, or we can have a third party between us. Now, working side by side, we can efficiently deliver solutions that support our partners in their jobs, as well as in their lives, supporting their physical, financial, and mental well-being. At the same time, let me be clear that we're committed to respecting the NLRB process. And we are now and will continue to bargain in good faith. Bargain with the stores who have chosen to have a third party represent them.
Today, with a partial lifting of COVID restrictions in different cities, I am very pleased to report that our recovery in China is well underway. However, given ongoing restrictions under China's dynamic zero COVID policy and the unpredictability of the future outbreaks, we remain vigilant, and our recovery path will continue to be nonlinear. But we remain focused on delivering our long-term growth aspirations. In 2 weeks, we will open our 6,000 stores in China. 2 years of almost unimaginable disruption has not interfered with our delivering on the commitment we made at our 2018 China Investor Day in Shanghai. And it's just not the speed, but also the quality. Our new stores continue to deliver best-in-class returns and profitability. No coffee retailer in China even comes close to enjoying the deep brand love and connection, loyalty to customers that Starbucks has built. Over the past decade, we have grown Starbucks' footprint in China nearly tenfold to 6,000 stores. Store development will remain a key growth engine for us in the years ahead. Our ambition is to enter 70 more new cities, as well as to expand our store count by 50% more to operate 9,000 stores in China by 2025. 9,000 stores. This is close to the number of company-operated stores in the U.S. today. It means we'll open one new store nearly every 9 hours for the next 3 years. We expect our new stores to continue to deliver 2-to-1 sales investment ratio with a payback period of less than 2 years.
From 2019 to 2021, Starbucks International grew our store base by 16%, which is faster than any other global brands in our segment. When others were restricting investment, Starbucks, along with our licensees, seized the opportunity to accelerate our global position. This speaks to the strength of our brand and the power of our model. And we're not just opening stores. We're winning in the markets that we operate. We are the clear market leader in many of our largest international markets. And in a number of cases, this lead is sizable. Clearly, Starbucks is the consumer's choice around the world. And we also tap into local tastes, preferences with region-specific beverages like chocolate glazed latte in Korea and melon of melon frappuccino in Japan. The gold standard of innovation in the U.S. is our pumpkin spice platform, which just launched in a big way a few weeks ago. But get this, the melon of melon frappuccino sold twice as many units per day during launch as pumpkin spice did in the U.S. Product innovation is absolutely critical and international, and we're clearly delighting our customers.
Throughout the uncertainty of the last few years, consumers reached for trusted brands and experiences they could count on. This led to an impressive 19% CAGR in system sales over the last 3 years for our combined at-home coffee and ready-to-drink businesses. And as we look to the future, Starbucks currently holds a relatively small market share, leaving us tremendous opportunity for market growth. As we think about how we go to market, Starbucks global business partners are world-class industry experts with strong local market capabilities and shared values. Together, we have built a solid foundation to innovate for future growth. We create competitive advantage with our partnerships because of our complementary strengths, bringing together the best of what Starbucks has to offer in coffee equity and brand strength with the exceptional market reach and distribution capabilities of our partners. Starbucks has always been a brand of connection, and we're proud of both the growing and long-lasting partnerships we've built with the best in the business, including the #1 and #2 global food and beverage companies. Nestle, our partner in the Global Coffee Alliance, has been in business for more than 150 years, and their global supply chain expertise has allowed us to expand Starbucks Coffee to reach more than 80 markets since we established the Global Coffee Alliance in 2018. One of our longest partnerships, nearly 28 years, has been with PepsiCo. With its globally recognized strength in bottling and distribution, and after 28 years, we still have a robust pipeline of innovation in the wings. Our focus is having key partnerships with the right capabilities in the right place. Starbucks brand equity is strong, and with our partnerships accelerating our growth and extending our brand reach, we can stretch to meet more customers with premium coffee experiences, all the best Starbucks has to offer. Looking to the future, we intend to bring products that highlight the strengths of Starbucks in locally relevant ways, such as the recent launch of Starbucks Super Premium Mini Cups in China, the launch of our Starbucks Blonde Roast Single Origin Guatemala on the Nespresso Original line, and the very exciting future launch of Starbucks Reserve on the Nespresso Virtuo system, furthering our coffee leadership. We're going to continue to innovate across plant-based and cold coffee. In fact, we're excited to announce that we're bringing a customer favorite to a convenient new ready-to-drink format with the launch of Starbucks Pink Drink, inspired by our popular handcrafted beverage in Starbucks cafes, which first began as a customer-driven innovation.
When it comes to our customers, we're leaning into innovation and embracing emerging tech solutions to deliver hyper-relevant, scalable, personalized partner and customer experiences. And we're converging our digital customer-facing assets with in-store tools to help design these experiences of the future. With our reward members driving over half of our transactions, making digital ordering effortless is a top investment priority. We're building the foundation to enable even more customer personalization. Right now, we're focusing on personalizing journeys by driving the next best action in our Starbucks reward lifecycle and in our app, providing relevant event-based offers and content, simplifying and taking friction out of the sign-up process. We're developing a frictionless payment program that will automatically recognize and authenticate our customers as they pass through the drive-thru, helping unlock a more personalized and effortless experience for them and for our partners. One more way that we're improving the customer experience is making enhancements to our mobile app. That means real-time updates so our customers know the status of their orders before they arrive to the store. We're also load balancing across multiple stores to improve throughput and evenly distribute the demand, especially during those peak hours. We'll also be using artificial intelligence and machine learning to really tweak and fine-tune our wait time algorithms so that they take into account changing customer behaviors like more drink modifications, more mobile orders, and more business coming through our delivery channel.
The reinvention plan is set to support a new era of growth. What does new era mean? Simply put, it means accelerated earnings growing to 15 to 20% annually over the next 3 years. Come on, you got to be on the edge of your seat. 15 to 20% annually over the next 3 years, up from our previous guidance of 10 to 12%. We also see tremendous opportunity to be able to expand across the globe outside of markets like US and China. Now, when you think about the store expansion that I just shared over the next 3 years, coupled with the long runway of opportunity that we have across the globe, it's not hard to imagine that we're now estimating approximately 45,000 stores by the end of fiscal year 2025. 45,000 stores. That puts us on a path to meet the 55,000 stores by 2030 that we had previously guided and projected at our last Investor Day. Now, with this pace of global store openings, we're expecting to open nearly 8 stores per day. We expect our margin to expand in each of the next 3 years. So based on the anticipated recovery in China, coupled with the investments that we've been sharing throughout the day, we now expect solid margin expansion in fiscal year 2023, with progressively more expansion in fiscal year 24 and fiscal year 25, as the impacts of the reinvention plan start to take effect and amplify. Now, we also expect headwinds related to supply chain and commodity pressures, inflationary pressures, to continue, with a potential opportunity for a tailwind in the future if rates decrease. We expect our ROIC to progressively improve, exceeding 25% in the next 3 years. Now, our ability to continue to invest in the customer experience of the future is a competitive advantage. Importantly, the learnings from the investments we're making today help drive better returns for our capital investments in the future. We remain committed to sustaining an incredibly compelling dividend, continuing to target an earnings payout ratio of approximately 50%, which equates to an estimated yield of about 2%. Now, both our payout and our estimated yield are near the top end of growth companies of our size and scale, creating superior shareholder returns when you combine it with the rate of our earnings growth. We will resume our share buyback program, reinstituting a healthy level of return of shareholder capital. We expect to yield a benefit of approximately 1% on earnings, net of incremental interest expense, beginning in fiscal year 2024, as we expect the reinvention plans to help uplift our free cash flow and our debt capacity while we maintain our long-term leverage target of 3 times lease-adjusted EBITDA, which is consistent with an investment-grade credit rating of BBB+. Now, between our dividends and our share buybacks, we expect to return approximately $20 billion to shareholders in the next 3 years. So when you take accelerated comp and store growth, it leads to revenue growth of 10 to 12%. When you combine that with accelerated margin expansion, as well as a return of our share buybacks, it converts to an EPS growth of an estimated 15 to 20% annually over the next 3 years. 15 to 20% annually over the next 3 years. That far surpasses our previous guidance of 10 to 12% when combined with a dividend yield of approximately 2%. This is an incredible ambition on every single level. Our Siren system is really, we're in a test period. There are some stores today that have it. We'll continue to test to 23. The rollout is in 24 and 25 more broadly. So that 450 that John outlined is a lot of the equipment, as well as some of the activities that we're doing in the stores today to be able to create more efficiency. Some of what John talked about with automation, with simplifying our tasks. So that's really what's largely going into that number today. Inclusive in there also is some of the training that we're also spending for the partners. So that's really what combines that number that we're talking today. And in terms of the Siren system, what I would say is the $2.5 to $3 billion in capital that I guided for the next couple of years, that will include our rollout of the Siren system. So it'll be part of new stores as well as renovations, and it's part of that overall capital spend.
If you're staying in Seattle, any of you, and you want to see it in action, it's in a store about 20 minutes from Seattle in Renton. And it's live. We've all seen it. We've been there a number of times. Our partners love it. And it's right there. You can see it in action.
And what you'll see is that it'll drive throughput, right? Clearly, the time to make a beverage versus where it's at today drives an increase in capacity to help us achieve those revenue targets that we're looking at, and ultimately flow through into the margin growth that we're looking at.
One of our challenges today is that we're not able to meet the capacity of demand that is coming to our stores. So as we become more efficient on the front end, and when you think about a business that's 50% drive-through, we call it line bulk. It's when the line is too long and you peel off the line, or you don't even stop because the line is too long. That's one of the number one reasons for not visiting Starbucks, is the line is too long. So when you think about just the latent demand that's out there, as we increase the capacity of our stores by enabling our partners and making their job easier and more effortless, we can serve more customers, and that's certainly baked into the model. But in addition to that, given the programs that we've talked about, the expansion of digital, the new product innovation that's building in the sweet spot of where the customer is going right now, that will continue to drive demand and drive sales. And then on the ticket side, we'll continue to look at our pricing strategy over time, but also we see that premiumization effect, not just in the elevation of the core product categories, but also with customization that we're seeing increase significantly year over year. So that combination of factors should drive a very strong comp growth in the U.S.
For those of you that have covered us for multiple years, back in 2012, 2014, we had a statistic that said the average China consumer consumes less than 3 cups of coffee a year. Belinda put up a statistic showing that that is now 10 to 12 cups per year. The market is moving fast. Coffee is emerging as a choice of beverage for the younger consumers in China. And we are positioned to capture share. And that's what we're doing. We're going after it, and we're investing now for the long-term growth aspects of the country.
I can't tell you how many hours each of us spend on ensuring the quality of the coffee is at the same level it's been for the history of our company. And in fact, we are sourcing and roasting the highest quality coffee today, more so than any other time in our history. And the proof of everything we do has to be in the cup. The Siren system will have no dilutive effect whatsoever on the quality, the integrity of the taste of coffee. It'll be exactly the same. And in terms of smell and things of that nature, in terms of baking in the store, I'll give it to Brady.
Yeah, I mean, just to build on that, the Siren system does not change our brewing method for coffee. It changes the production system that the partner uses and the tools they use to make cold beverages. So it changes things like how they get ice, how they distribute milk across the bar instead of having to go into a refrigerator. So the coffee in that way is unaffected by the Siren system. But what I would say is that in each case, whether it's hot brewed coffee, whether it's hot espresso, or cold press, cold brew, Starbucks is rewriting the science of coffee extraction on patented proprietary technology. And we work with the leading experts in the world on coffee. Very specifically, to answer your question, we go through very rigorous stage gate process to test everything we do. We start with our partners. We do focus groups with partners to ensure that any change we make is not only accepted but loved by the partners. And our quest, as always, we never go backwards. It's only up in terms of the quality. So increasing quality of both hot brewed coffee through the Clover Vertica machine, increasing cold brew quality, and reducing the number of variables that happen over an 18 to 20-hour period in the back of the store by doing cold press, cold brew on demand. And then with hot espresso, we continue to refine our Mastrena 2 machine to make the world's best espresso. So quality of coffee, number one priority for us. We start with partners, and then we do multiple rounds of testing with customers in central location testing, products guidance testing, and then we usually do market tests, all to make sure that the coffee only goes up in quality, never backwards.
And food?
Can I?
And food. Michael?
Yeah, I just want to add, so internationally, we're doing baked in many markets across our international portfolio. In Latin America, Alsea, they're doing baked in right now, and it is actually a win-win-win. It's a win for the business because it actually creates a better tasting. It helps with waste. It helps with just the process of getting it there. It's a win for partners because they get joy from baking it in the store, and it's definitely a win for customers as well. And so we have experience in doing that, and that's something that we're sharing certainly across the international portfolio, and perhaps lessons also that we're sharing and can apply here as we consider.
I would just say ditto because that was so beautifully said, but the only thing I would expand is that's the beauty of the global business of Starbucks. We have multiple markets around the world who are fresh baking in store every day. And so we've just gone around the world to go look at some of those locations. I was on those trips. We brought someone from operations, supply chain, R&D, and we went and looked physically and walked the whole process end to end to say, what would it look like to fresh bake laminate products like croissants, chocolate croissants, cookies in our stores? It actually eliminates a lot of pain points for partners. So today we receive a frozen product, and we have to thaw that product, and then we heat it. One of the top complaints we get from customers is a cold center of a breakfast sandwich or a cold center of a pastry. Some of you are smiling, which means maybe you were impacted by that, and I'm sorry. Or a cold center of a sous vide egg bite. So in the future, with things like a fresh baked croissant, we take frozen dough and put that right into the oven, and it not only finishes the bake, but it actually bakes a fresh baked pastry in the store every day. The quality is the best you can find, And so we'll start that. You saw downstairs one of the ovens. It was off to the side. And then we had the new pastries in the pastry case. So we'll be taking that out to market test very soon. We've already been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to evaluate what that could look like. But as Michael said, not only does it elevate quality, it's actually more efficient for the partners. It reduces waste. And so there's a number of things, the win-win-win that Michael talked about to do that.
We've been in China now for 21 years. We lost money in China, I think, for the first 9 years. It took us a while to get it right. And in the last decade, I think we've proven that the power of the Starbucks brand and the experience in literally creating an industry that did not exist and a category that did not exist. If I had to put a headline on the China opportunity, we are playing the long game. I don't know if you picked up a word that Belinda used in her presentation. She said the growth in China over the next year or two will not be linear. There are obviously external issues. But our belief, going back to a decade ago when I made the declaration that China one day would be as large as the U.S. Well, we're 3,000 stores away from the same size in the U.S. Now I believe that China is going to be 2x of the U.S., that the size of the opportunity is twice of America. And certainly if you look at the scale of the opportunity, the population, the power of the brand, the investments we've made, continuing to invest ahead of the growth curve, we are going to build a major business in China, and we will become one of the most respected and recognized brands, not Western brands, but brands in China. And so from an investment thesis, what other consumer brand in your portfolio has the opportunity, the runway, and the proven success that we have in China? And so we're going to continue to be bullish on China despite some of the external issues. And we believe the relationships we built with the customer, relationship we built with our partner, the relationship we built with the government puts us in a very unique position. I can't thank you enough on behalf of all of us at Starbucks for coming to Seattle, listening to our story. And I hope that when you walk away, you're struck with a few things. That this is a team of people that represents 450,000 Starbucks partners, and we take that responsibility to heart. We understand how hard people are working, the changes and the pressures on workforces in general, and we want to do everything we can as a leadership team to make our people proud. We also realize the fiduciary responsibility that we have to do everything we can to meet our financial obligations. And what we share with you today is our promise to you that we're going to do everything we possibly can to make you proud of your investments, your recommendations, and your involvement with Starbucks Coffee Company. We stand here on this stage representing a lot of people. The one thing I want to do, and I hope you'll join me, is that there's a lot of Starbucks people in the room. I'd like you all to stand up and to be recognized for everything you do on behalf of the company. Please stand up.
Now that was quite the presentation. I'm really excited for the Web3. I'm really excited for the Siren system innovation. I think that could be pretty revolutionary, increasing the throughput. I think there's a lot of cool things going on at Starbucks, especially the China situation where they're going to be opening up almost the store every 9 hours. That's crazy to me, but it just shows they have big plans, big ambitions for Starbucks moving forward into the future. And speaking of another company that I do love is PepsiCo, which is a partner of Starbucks. I did a video right here capping off and recapping why and what I learned buying 100 shares of PepsiCo, 1 share a week for 100 weeks. So if you would do me a big favor and click that video right here in this little tiny box next to my head, I'll tell you all about it there.